Hi everyone, just bear with me while I figure out where everything is, so I'm going to be able to see everything and hopefully everyone can find me as well. Just going to do a little bit of banter chat, hopefully as people jump on. What have I done with my phone? Let's see. Hi and welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're jumping on, can you comment so I can you can let me know that you can see and hear me, and so I can figure out where to see the comments. I have a little helper with me today who might pop her head up at some stage and distract me as well. And I'll introduce you to her in a minute. Hi guys, if you're jumping on, I'm not sure if anyone's with me. I haven't done a live in a long time, and hopefully I'm in the right group. I might need to try and share this into my out of office page so people can find me. Bear with me while I do that. Need to figure out. Hi, I can see I've got 2 viewers. Can you, oh, you've commented. Where can I see the comments? Hi, Nikki. I can see, yay. Nikki, can you let me know, are you seeing this on my out of office business page? Can you let me know that? I know there's a bit of a lag. I can see on my phone that there is also some closed captions, so that will be a hoot later. Thanks for joining me. I got 5 people on now. Yay! Thanks, guys. Just let a few people come on and get set in. I just need to make sure that you're seeing me in the right place. If you can let me know, are you seeing this on my out of office Facebook page? And hopefully everyone can find me there. We've got a few people that can't make the live today, so they'll get the replay. Hi to those watching the replay. We'll just let a couple more people jump on. Let me know if you are seeing me and hearing me. I've participated in a lot of lives, but not actually done one for a long time. So finding my way around the back end of Facebook Live is fun. It's like flying a rocket ship. There's so much to see and do. Thanks for joining me, guys, for those that have jumped on. If you are not sure why you're here, then I am running a workshop today called Figure Out How to Do More of the Things You Love and Less Admin. And that's what we're going to cover today. So I'll get started now. I've got lots of things popping up on me. Let's see. Bear with, guys. Cool. Thanks, Nikki, for letting me know that. There's such a lag in the comments, so that's going to be fun because I'm going to try and be interactive, but okay, we're 3 minutes past, so I am going to honor your time and get started. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. Please say hi in the comments and introduce yourself if you're joining live. Even if you're watching the replay, please let me know where you are. I hope that you are dry and that your house has not been too displaced if you're up in the North Island. I'm based in Christchurch. If you are joining us from overseas, you may not know, but New Zealand has had a cyclone hit the last couple of days, and the North Island has been quite severely hit, and we are only just getting the tail end of it now today in Christchurch. It's raining a lot, but we're not here to talk about the weather. So for those that are joining live, I am running a competition. Thank you for joining me live today. I'm going to give away a 1 hour power hour with me, which is valued at over $150 US, and that's where we jump on a Zoom call together and we nut out the back end of your business, have a look at what's going on, see if we can tidy things up. I can help answer any sort of questions about things and set things up nicely for you, or try and fix some stuff as well. Especially if you work in Kajabi, definitely that's a really valuable thing for you. So if you are joining me live, then you are instantly in the draw for that, but you need to comment so that I know that you've joined me, because otherwise I don't know who's joined me live. So make sure you comment through the morning. Hi, Emmy, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. And also, just while we're getting started, I want to know, what would you be doing if you had more time to spend? So let's see if this works. What would you do if you had more time to do the things that you love? And it's a really important question that I want to ask, because some people don't know. Sometimes we are so bogged down with our head in the sand, so busy, that we can't even think about what might be. And I always like to relate this to if you won the lotto, and you hear the stories of people that win the lotto. If you were given $10 million today, what would you spend it on? And the same goes for time. If you were given 10, 20 more hours back in your week, what would you do with it? How would you use it? And it's really important to start thinking about that kind of thing. You know, would you learn a new craft? Would you go surfing? Would you go hiking? Would you go traveling? Would you spend more time with your children? Would you join the parents help committee? Would you do some volunteering? Like things like that. Just pop in the comments. I'm not sure how that card shows up for you guys on the front end. Hopefully you're seeing that question. What would you do if you had more time to do the things that you love? Let's see if I can close that card. Hopefully you're still seeing me. I'm getting all sorts of error messages on my back end. So let me know in the comments what you would do if you could spend more time doing the things that you love. And the whole idea of today is that I'm going to tell you how you can find some more time. I'm going to give you 2 takeaways to take away and implement straight away today that's going to help you to figure that out as well. And I'm going to give you my 5 top tips as well. So let's get started. For those that don't know me, those that are here already, I think do know me, those that have commented do, but I'm going to introduce myself for those watching the replay as well. My name's Kate. I am from New Zealand, obviously. I'm a business owner, a world traveller, what some might call a digital nomad, and I'm currently based in New Zealand. Summertime in New Zealand. I can't complain. I'm in sunny Canterbury. Not so sunny today. I love helping people and business owners to get their lives back. That's my whole mission, and spend more time doing what they love. And that's why this workshop's here today. And that's why my business is called Out of Office. I'm helping other people get out of office, and I spend as much time as I can getting out of office as well. So welcome along to the workshop. Thank you so much for registering. And I'm going to give you some story time. I'm going to give you some relatable examples. And then, as I said, 2 key takeaways to get you started on your out of office journey as well. I'm going to try and keep this under 45 minutes. So hopefully I don't talk too fast or wobble on too much, because I respect your time that you've carved out, and hopefully you've carved out an hour. That is what I sent out for the workshop. And then you'll have a little bit of time at the end to do the takeaways that I'm going to give to you once you jump off the call. Or you can spend that time, petting your cat, making a coffee, having some lunch, reading a book, hopefully some really nice enjoyable stuff, and not just jumping straight back into the admin. So why am I so passionate about this? Look, guys, we're here for a good time, not a long time, right? And time is the only commodity that we have that we can't get back. So you either use it or you waste it. And often we use it unnecessarily. We dwell on things. We wear the busy badge to keep ourselves busy. And then we might look back on that time and think, damn, I should have gone and done that. Should have. Okay. And so I want to tell a little bit of a story to set the scene on how this might help you in business, because I know everyone that's joining me here today are business owners in their own right. And often as a business owner, we have to wear all the hats, and we can just get really easily bogged down and busy. And so hopefully today's tips and story time are going to help you see outside the box of how you can lessen some of that horrible admin work that you don't like doing. Not even just admin, guys, anything that you don't like doing in your business and actually life. These tips today are going to help you to clear some of that and create some more time. So here goes a little bit of a story to set the scene. I have 2 clients who are yoga teachers. They are 2 wonderful ladies who are mothers, partners, on several community committees, busy ladies in their own right. They enjoy yoga, obviously, and throughout their lives have eventually become yoga teachers separately, and work, at the time that I met them, were working in other people's yoga studios teaching yoga. They work corporate lives as well, so they both work full time, and one in education and one in the corporate world. And they decided that they wanted to start a side hustle, an online yoga business. They were really passionate about it, but what they lacked was time and skill. And they were determined to make it work, and they had a really long-term vision of what it meant. So they were willing to put in the work, not necessarily the time, because they didn't have that, but they were willing to do what it took to get everything up and online and live without compromising their own time. So they didn't have time in the evenings or the weekends to upskill or the technical skills of learning how to create this online business and build it from scratch. They didn't really have an online audience other than the people that were already doing yoga with them, on the weekends or in their evening classes. And they had other commitments, family commitments. They had children that are playing sports, going to university, things like that. So their personal timeframes they didn't want to affect too much. They started out trying to do it themselves and realized how much it was going to take. So they had some deadlines to hit. They wanted to set up their online website and they wanted to have some online courses go live, and they didn't want it to fizzle out in a half build or just fizzle out because they didn't get the time to put into it. They had a lot of passion and energy behind it. And so they reached out to me and I helped them with that. So that is delegation. And that is one of the 5 things that I believe is going to help you get more time out of office. So utilizing some of what I'm going to share with you today, they were able to get their business up and running with 4 courses live and ready to launch in 2 months. So they just focused their time that they did have to spend on their business creating content, and the rest they delegated. Not just to me, they also had a graphic designer, they had a video editor as well, which are all nice to have. But they didn't have to spend their weekends, doing too much admin or upskilling. They could just focus on the content, as I said. So that was their main priority, was focusing on the content. That is what they were the expert in, and they delegated out to other people who were the experts in their field. So that's just a little bit of a story of how this might relate to you in your business. Like, what is it that you are currently doing? All the things might just be in your current business, or it might be something that you are envisaging that you'd like to do within the year in your business. This year, what are your big plans for your business, and how are you going to get there without it compromising your time? So feel free to share there if anything was relatable to you, if you already can feel like that's just sparked something that you could be delegating out in your business. And going back to the question that I asked at the very start of the call as well, have you thought about what it would be that you would spend your time doing if you had more time to do it? So let me know in the comments below. And the importance of this as well, guys, this whole subject, is that if you're spending time doing what you love, it'll keep pulling you back to your why. When you might have heard of what is your why in business, your business why. So if you're overworking in your business, you can break it. You'll be overthinking everything. You'll be working all the hours, and it will turn into burnout for you. And you'll just have massive regrets and hate doing business. Because of the things that you really can't stand doing, essentially, is what it comes down to. So if you can't think what it is that you might like to be doing, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you with that some more. And as I say, I'm going to give you those 2 takeaways at the end as well. So let's go into a little bit more story time. Sorry, I'm just going to sneeze, maybe. Thanks for those that have joined me. Make sure you comment today because I need you to comment if you would like to be in the draw so that I know that you joined us live, and that you'll be in the draw to win a free one-on-one power hour with me, which is where we jump on a Zoom session together and just nut out some stuff in the back end of your business and where we can help free up some time for you and cover some of the things that we're going to cover today as well. And I'm going to draw that probably later today or tomorrow. And that is just if you're on the live call, for those on the live call today. For those watching the replay, you would have received the replay via an email, and you can catch all of the information, and you'll get the 2 takeaways that you can do that work yourself. So let's get back to story time. So here goes a few examples of how I'm doing this in my own business. This is my story. I'm not going to start my story from the start. As I've already mentioned, I am a world traveler and have freedom and flexibility in my business. My main goal is to help people get out of office, but I also have a lot of freedom and flexibility for myself to be out of office a lot. And here's how I do that. So the first one is delegation. So I've already spoken about that in the first story, delegation. And when we talk about delegation, it's mostly to other people, like to experts in their field, to free up either your time and your time taken to upskill in something. Most of the time when we delegate, it's to somebody that is actually far better at the job than what we are, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And lovely Nikki's here on the call with me. She is one person that I delegate some of my work to. Nikki does my social media for me. So I also have some other people that I delegate to, not necessarily virtual assistants. You guys would have heard me talk about virtual assistants a lot before, but other ways of delegating are also accounting. Do you have an accountant? That is the first thing I delegated in my business, an accountant. And I didn't even think about it as delegating at the time. It was just a service that I needed in my business because I couldn't do it in the time and skill that I had effectively to be confident that the IRD were not going to chase me. So the accounting is the first one. That's just reminding me I need to send an email to my accountant. And then I also have some administration assistants as well in my business. And I have Nikki, who's on this call here today. Hi, Nikki. Helping me out, doing a wonderful job with my social media as well. I have a kitten in the background, guys. Very distracting working with animals. And I get to do what I love because I have the delegation. So I get to focus on the stuff that I love doing on my business and know that everything else is being handled and the cogs in the machine are working in the back end. So delegation is a huge part, and it's why it's the first one of 5 things that I'm going to mention here. Cool. Let me just... Yeah, that's better. Now I can see some comments as well. Amy, you're ready to delegate because you want to have more time for your family. Yes, such a huge one. And I think a lot of people will feel the same. Thanks so much for sharing that. Delegation can just take such a weight off your mind. And a lot of the time it's to do with, and I'll go into this in a minute, but a lot of the time it's to do with the need to control things in your business or feeling like someone doesn't understand or won't be able to do it as well as you. But it's so amazing once you take that leap and step forward. And it might not always work the first time, but once you find the right person to delegate to, such a load off your mind. It's so amazing. Not just some tasks off your to-do sheet, but stuff out of your brain as well. It clears the air for you to actually enjoy the things you're doing. So you can spend time with your family literally without having to think about work as well. Because right now you could spend time with your family, but you might be thinking about all the things that actually need to get done and that are, outstanding and on the to-do list. So yeah, delegation's a huge one. So the next little story time I'm going to share about my journey is to do with automation. This is the second point. So delegation, automation. Automation's huge in my business. There are some form of automation that you can have in any business, really. And automation is not robots. Automation is sometimes robots, but it's not what you think robots, a little bit like AI that you're seeing out there at the moment. But automation, here's what it helps me with in my business. This workshop today, I set up some things at the start a week or so ago, and all the emails that you might have received, all the reminders, all the social media content, anything leading up to this workshop today has been automated. So I just did the initial work and then it's done. I haven't had to sit down every day and send an email and send out the reminders and, sacrifice my schedule based on certain times of the day. I could set it all up at the start and set it to automate. Same goes if you book a call with me. On my website, you can find the book a call calendar. You can find a time to suit you, and you can book it. You'll receive a Zoom link. You'll receive a reminder. And the first human touch is when you jump on a Zoom call with me. Now, sometimes some people might find that a little bit impersonal, or it sounds a bit impersonal, like you're dealing with robots or just the back end systems, but it's got all my wording in it, it's got my availability, it comes from my website, so my personalities in it, and it frees up my time. I'm not having to go back and forth on emails, organizing a time to catch up with you and figuring out the time zones and stuff like that as well. I also have automation in my email marketing. I have automation in all my sales funnels. I have automation in my onboarding forms when I start working with clients as well. And it frees up my time, but it also makes things nice and smooth for my client as well. It means I'm not the bottleneck in my business. Hands up if you feel like the bottleneck in your business sometimes. And I think this is where automation and delegation tie together really nicely as well. Because when you start to delegate in your business at the start, there might be some things you have to hand over and micromanage, and that's when you can be the bottleneck in your business as well. So the more you can automate, the more free you are to help where you are delegating to start off with, and eventually it will just be a lovely synchronicity that works together. So hopefully I'm not speaking too much tech talk for you guys here. Let me know what you have automated in your business. And remember, I said at the start too, today I'm here talking about business, but all of this goes for life as well. Let's jump back to delegation. Other things you can delegate to free up your time. Cleaners, What else can I think about? Grocery shopping, childcare. These are all things that you can hire someone who is more experienced or has more time to help you out, and frees up your time to do other things. Hopefully the things that you love, right? And yeah, automation, you can have a little bit of that in your personal life as well, actually. So, do you have regular appointments that are just automatically slotted in so you don't have to remember to make them? Your groceries, your online groceries, perhaps you can set that up as a weekly automation as well. Your if you get them My Food bags, anything like that. So, yeah, lots of automation delegation that can happen in personal life as well as business that will free you up. The third thing in the story time about me is accountability. So we've got delegation, automation, and now accountability. So accountability is a huge one because it keeps you on track. It stops you from dilly-dallying and wearing the busy badge and being busy. I refer here because this is where you would wear a badge. I think sometimes when we create more time in our lives, we feel the need to be busy. And this is why I ask you, what is it that you would like to be doing if you had more time to spend doing the things that you love? It's really something to think about all the time and put more energy and effort into. So having strategies and plans in place helps with accountability. I personally have accountability with a business coach, an amazing business coach, and also with some peers as well. So having that accountability keeps me on track. Having strategy and plans in place. One of my, I guess, accountability strategies is to do with time management. So having time blocking, that makes sure that I just save the time for work and keep that spare time that I want to be doing the things I love, going to the beach, traveling, spending time with friends and family. That's the stuff I love to do. Okay. The fourth one is, and I've literally written down this note, I'm going to swear, I hope Facebook doesn't cancel me. Have some boundaries, motherfuckers. So this is something we learn the hard way in business often, especially if you've come from the corporate world and you've been helping people with whatever that they needed in the corporate world. And now you've come into your own business and people need things at any time of the day, and you need to set some boundaries. And I think the hardest thing about setting boundaries, or the most challenging thing about setting boundaries, is sticking to them yourself. Because no matter what boundaries you set, people will always test them, or perhaps you haven't communicated the boundaries enough and so people don't know them, and they'll test them, and if you give way to them, then it's really hard to crawl those boundaries back again. Okay, speaking of boundaries, I've got a little kitten creeping up on me. So having some boundaries is a really important part of honoring your time to spend doing what you love. So honor yourself and your own time. Who's got some boundaries, some really solid boundaries? I think the really important thing, like I was saying, is when you set your boundaries, sticking to them is communicating them as well. So here goes Lace, guys. I'm going to add a cute kitten to get some likes and some loves. That's my sister's kitten that I'm looking after today. She has no boundaries. Cool. Yeah, so on setting the boundaries nice and early, so that, because it's, once the boundaries have been broken, it's really hard to crawl them back again. So having boundaries in business, also in life, if you have set times of the week that you're working, making sure that the people that need to know that, honor that, and stick to that, so that you don't have to break what you're doing, let someone else down in the promises that you've made because of the broken boundaries. And the fifth thing in my story time that I'm going to talk about is implementation, taking some action, taking some imperfect action. For those of you that follow Natalie Toloff, you'll know all about imperfect action, but implementation is the most important thing. So when you leave here today, I'm going to give you 2 things to take away and do. And I want you to action them. I don't want you to jump on this workshop and just watch me for half an hour or an hour and drink your cup of coffee and then go, that was nice, jump off. And that's all. I want you to go away and implement the 2 actions that you take today, because if you're dilly-dallying, if you're learning all the things and you're joining all the workshops and you're taking all the courses and you're reading all the books and you're listening to all the podcasts, but you're not taking action, you're wasting your time. And often that's what it is. Often you are actually procrastinating. All of those things are actually just procrastination hidden, or perfectionism, because you are delaying whatever it is that you are trying to get out the door or do or spend your time doing the stuff you love because you don't know what that is that you want to actually be doing. And so you just do other things, you jump on calls. And I don't want to cancel myself here. Thank you so much for joining my workshop today. I know you're going to get some takeaways from this, and I'm going to give you 2 takeaways to action. I just want you to promise me that you will implement those, okay? Cool. So that's the 5 things in my story I've related to getting more time out of office and being able to spend time doing what I love and less of the stuff that I don't love, like accounts, like social media, like some of my admin. So just to cover those again, it's delegation, automation, accountability, boundaries, motherfucker, and implementation. Those are the 5 things that I personally have in my story that have helped me. Okay. So where you might see some of these things not working and showing up negatively in your business, and so you know that you need to switch and take action on those things, is, like I said, with delegation, feeling the need to control, not delegating because you think that you are the only person that can do that. Don't be the bottleneck in your business. Don't, because you'll never be able to find the time to spend if you are. Okay, so unraveling that need to control things, the perfectionism, as I just spoke about. So if you're creating online courses, I see this a lot where you needed to re-record that video 30 times because your hair wasn't like the right way, or you'd forgotten to put your lipstick on, or you're wearing the wrong earrings. Like, guys, your audience, when you're creating content for social media, for online programs, whatever, your audience are just there to hear the value that you are giving. Like, that's why they're there. They don't care what color shirt you're wearing. I hope you don't mind that I'm wearing this color shirt today, guys, because I know that you'll be getting the value out of this. Okay, so quit that perfectionism. The value of your time versus giving it to someone else. So this is something to think about. If you are a service-based business, you might charge by the hour, and so think about what your hourly rate is. What is your time worth versus paying to have someone else do that for you? And if you don't charge by the hour, think about what your income is over a week, a month, and sort of cut that down to how many hours does it take for a cleaner to clean your house. I guarantee it's less. And so that gives you more time to do the things you love, or more time to make more money in revenue in your business. So just always be thinking about that when you have the money blocks about delegating, especially, or investing in automation. Sometimes you have to pay for automation. So just think about what it's worth to you and your time. Like, time is priceless, actually, but I do know that we have to value it as well. Okay. Are you a nighttime creator? I see this all the time. So you think you're doing something that you love by doing it in the evenings, while you're sitting with your partner watching TV. So you're not actually actively spending time with your family or your loved ones because you're sitting at your laptop, like creating that lovely landing page, or uploading that course yourself, or doing your social media or your accounts yourself. You are disengaged, your family sees that as well. And, at the end of the day, what's important is that you haven't actively actually spent time doing what you love. Okay, nighttime creators is a really good one for, like, in disguise, procrastinators, perfectionists, and people that are in control. Okay, just looking at my notes here. Say hi, guys, if you're still on the live, just so I know that you're here live, so I can enter you in the draw as well to win that one-on-one session with me. This one here, not having time to spend out of office, or you don't realize what you could be doing. So this is what I call head in the sand. So right now you're like, oh, I'm fine. I don't work 40 hours a week anyway in my business. Like, I've got heaps of time. That's fine, but are you doing the things that you love? Or are you feeling a little bit of regret that you didn't get to do that thing last month, or you didn't get to do that thing that you had hopefully planned to do, didn't get the plans in place in time? Little signs like that show that you are definitely leaking time, and you might have your head in the sand a little bit about where you could be creating some time and implementing on the things that you love. Wearing the busy badge is the one that I keep referring back to as, people pleasers often as business owners, people pleasing, wanting to serve customers and everyone that works for us and everyone around us and in our world and our family. We can wear the busy badge. So God forbid you should have 10 hours in your week. If you don't know how to spend that 10 hours, or you haven't literally thought about how you're going to spend it and implement it on that, then you're just going to busy yourself. You know, you're going to clean the house, you're going to cancel the cleaner, you're going to go and do the groceries, you're going to jump on and redesign your website, you're going to, and then you're going to regret that you didn't do the things that you actually want to do. I hope you're getting what I'm putting down here, guys. Sometimes you feel like it's a little bit too overwhelming to like do anything to try and scale your business, to automate, to delegate, or anything like that. You think that you might need a big team to be able to do all of that, or you know, you'll wait till you're retired and then you can go and enjoy life. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. We are not even promised tomorrow, let alone how you're going to hike the Inca Trail when you're 75 years old. And wow, if you have hiked the Inca Trail when you're 75 years old, then I congratulate you. My knees are not even going to do that again in my 40s. So I listened to a really good podcast the other day, and I just wanted to briefly talk about this. And for those that would like it, I'm happy to share it with you. But it was about time dividends. So how we choose to invest our time now versus waiting, maybe financially investing for it later. And it was really interesting because, like I say, there's things that you can't physically wait to do. If you want to do them in your life, you need to do them now, or in 5 years or in 10 years, you need to figure that out. If it's to spend more time with your children, and think about in 5 years or 10 years time, do your kids want to spend more time with you then? You need to figure out a way to spend more time with your children now while it matters. Okay, it's a really hard-hitting one. Something to really think about, though. Time dividends, where you're spending your time, where you're investing your money to spend your time later. Okay, so that's just some of the things that you might relate to that I want to sort of tie back into those 5 things that I covered in my story, which were delegation, automation, accountability, boundaries, motherfuckers, and implementation. Can you see that kitten running around? Cool. So have you ever like had to, this is where it shows up as well, cancel a class because, you know, cancel a yoga class or cancel a swimming class that you wanted to do because you've had to spend it doing admin. You've been lacking the technical skills and you spent all the time trying to figure out how to do something. You are manually emailing people to arrange appointments and dealing with cancellations and rebookings and things. You are getting confused about who's paid your bills, who you sent the invoice to. Can't remember if you've sent the Zoom link out to an event or to a call. You are juggling your job, and it's, you know, you might have a job and this as your side hustle, your business, and that causes issues when you don't have all these things in place as well. You might be bringing your old corporate life in across to your own business, which is definitely something I encountered. So the people pleasing and the having to drop everything now and help people, and all the million things that you needed to help with. Setting those boundaries was really important. And, you know, you might want to delegate, but you're worried about money. And like I said, there's a lot of different ways that you can delegate. It doesn't have to be in your business. And as I said about the time, what your time is worth, it doesn't always mean that you are spending money. Sometimes you'll be saving money by delegating. Cool. So thanks for joining me, guys. I can see that we've still got 5 people on the live, which is awesome. There's a few people that couldn't make it today because they had to go to the dentist. Oh, that's not fun. And the other person picked up a work shift, which is really cool to hear that's happening. Is there anyone that has any questions at this stage? Because otherwise I'm going to lead into what the takeaway implementations are. Anyone got any questions? Does everyone know what it is now that they would love to spend their time doing? If I gave you 10 hours next week, what would you love to spend that doing? That is not 10, that is 5. 10 hours next week. What would you love to spend that doing? I think if you're not sure and you don't want to answer that here, that's cool. The other question that I want you to really strongly think about too, which might help you to answer that question, is why did you start your business? I have these little prompts that I can pop up, but I don't know how they're popping up on the live and I can't see the answers, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to ask you here, guys. Why did you start your business? Feel free to share it below, and or if you don't feel comfortable sharing, then just hold that thought in your mind and figure that out. Like, have a real good think about it. If you need to do some work on that, because once you know your why in business, if you can refer back to that all the time, then that's always going to drive you forward to find that time to spend the time doing what you love and ditching that admin and all those yucky tasks that you don't love doing. Okay, a really good resource for that, if you want to spend some time figuring that out, is Simon Sinek. Find his YouTube video about finding your why, He refers to the onion method and going through all the layers to figure out your why. It's a really, really good exercise to do, especially if you've never done that before, because you might have just started a business because there was demand for whatever it is that you are doing. And unless you get some clarity on your why, then you might just become like a little bit of a robot and keep going through the processes of that business and day in, day out. Like I know a lot of business owners that don't take any annual leave at all. I haven't for years. Like what is the point in having a business, especially an online business, if you can't free yourself up and spend time doing the things that you love? So that wraps things up nicely, just here for me to give you some 2 takeaways today. Let me scroll down to my notes so I read it properly. So what I want you to do is, we're not going to do it on the call here, but I want you to take this away with you, maybe write a wee note down so you know what you're doing. But you're going to grab a pen and paper, and I want you to review your business. Have a think about all the things that happen in your business, the processes and activities that happen in the background, and see where you can apply some automations right now in your business. What's a bit messy at the moment? Are you having to send those emails back and forth when you're arranging appointments with people and rescheduling and sending the Zoom call? That's a really simple automation that you can set up in your business, most of the time for free. And it will just ease you of all of that, and you will never have to second guess yourself again. And then also write down a plan of what you would like to automate or delegate and when. So if it's something that you can't automate or delegate right now, if it's a finance thing, if it's a skill time thing, then write it down anyway. You know, we need to be putting it out to the universe. But also we just don't want to forget about it. Kitten. And when do you want to apply that as well? So that's action number 1. I want you guys to do this. We're going to jump off this with like 20 minutes to spare. So you've got 20 minutes to do these actions. Remember my 5th one was implementation. I'm going to be following you all up, the people that have commented here, so I know who was on the call today. You are in the draw to win a free session with me, but you are also, now I know that you are here and I know where to find you to follow you up on this. So review your business and see where you can apply some automation right now. That's a really powerful one. I guarantee you'll find something that you can automate and free up your time instantly. And the second action that I want you to take today is to write a list of things that you would love to start doing more of. So it might not be anything huge, guys. Like you might want to go walk the Inca Trail or learn to surf or get your scooter license or, learn to do ballet or make ceramics or mosaics or whatever it is. But it might just be some really small things that you want to do more of too. Like, do you just want to read more? Do you want to help out at school some more? Do you want to have more lunches with friends? Do you want to do some more gardening, swimming, like just little things that only take half an hour in your day? Do you want to do more of that? Write them down. So write a list of things that you'd love to start doing more of. It's really powerful for manifestation, of course, but also if it's not front and center, like, with your why of your business and then how you're going to spend that time, then you'll wear the busy badge and you'll forget and you'll just start doing other things by default. So take implementation. So write down the list of things you'd like to start doing more of, and the next step of that is, I guess, start implementing that. So what needs to happen for you to start being able to do that? Probably some of those automations from step 1, but overworking in your business can break it, as I mentioned before, and when you have time to overthink things, it can cause burnout as well. So we want to be making sure you're taking care of your mental health, your physical health, and your spiritual health by being in business to do the things that you love doing, quite frankly. Yes, I'm not saying that there's not things that you will have to do in your business from time to time that you don't love doing, but if you can always be moving towards that North Star of what it is that you love to do and the ultimate freedom, then that's the goal, right? So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you can take away those 2 actions and implement them straight away. Review your business and see where you can apply some automations right now, and write down a list of the things that you want to start doing more of. I can't wait to see what it is that you guys can want to start doing more of. I'd love for you to share that with me, even privately, if you would like to. Send an email to me or pop me a private message. I will draw, for those people that have commented today, make sure you comment, guys. I will draw the winner of a one-to-one power hour session with me. I will either draw that later today or tomorrow and let you all know who's won that, and you'll be able to book that time in via automation via my website. And I can't wait to jump on that call with somebody and just help nut out some stuff in the back end of their business and see what we can automate and free up for them, and or just do some question and answer strategy problem solving as well. So that is what that session's there for. Oh, cool. I can see some more comments now. Well, the back end of this Facebook thing is like flying a rocket, guys. There's a lot going on here if you haven't done a Facebook Live for a while. Anyway, enough rambling from me. I'm going to go have some lunch. I've got my next call at 1 o'clock, so have some lunch, which I can't automate, but my call has all been automated. I just need to jump on it. Have a fantastic day, guys. If you are in the Upper North Island or anywhere in New Zealand, stay dry. I hope everyone is well and your loved ones are well as well, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks so much for joining me.